Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for worship. I'm joined today by Dana Epler, our esteemed, what's your title?
I'm Director of Music and Arts.
Director of Music and Arts.
Yes,
there we
sir.
go.
Yes.
So we're into the Advent season now.
Yep.
And 2 weeks ago we had Hanging of the Greens. So what's the most enjoyable part about getting ready for Hanging of the Greens?
Well, I mean, the children, of course, and we get to hear their music. They're singing, we get to hear the Orff instruments play and the handbells ring, and it's just a joyful time. I mean, also, I don't have to direct anything. I just get to sit back and enjoy what the children's music directors have done.
How is it appropriate to call the Orff instruments xylophones?
Well, that is an Orff instrument.
Okay, so tell me what an Orff instrument is.
There are many Orff instruments, and what we heard in the worship service was the little ones with the very high pitch are called glockenspiels.
Okay.
And they have metal bars.
Right.
And then the xylophones are a little bit bigger, and some of them have wooden bars.
Okay.
And then there are many Orff instruments, including just something as simple as rhythm sticks. But
that
those
counts as an Orff instrument?
Yes, all sorts of rhythm instruments. Some of them have pitch and some of them do not.
My brother played the marimba.
Yeah. Well, that's a grown-up Orff instrument.
Correct.
We don't have a marimba. Those cost
If you want
thousands
a
of dollars.
marimba, I don't know if it's a knockoff or not, but I did notice when we were setting up for Christmas at my parents' house, there's a marimba in the attic.
Oh, in the attic.
Yes.
I hope it's got strong reinforcements because those things
I don't
are
think
huge.
it's not huge.
Oh, a mini marimba?
Maybe. It's like this long.
Okay, cool.
That they play, for band, for marching band.
That's big enough.
So where do you know where the name Orff comes from?
Karl Orff. Orff Schulwerk is a methodology of teaching children not only how to read music, but how to create music together. Yeah.
And so then the instruments that they used in that methodology are called Orff instruments.
That's right.
Whew, I've learned so much already.
Okay.
So what's the most difficult part about getting ready for Hanging of the Greens?
Hanging of the Greens, well, the most difficult part about the service is the logistical challenges of getting because we have to have the choir in one side balcony and the handbells in the other, and Orff down front at the very beginning, but they have to be at the beginning because they have to play and then they have to haul their instruments off because later there's going to be a procession of the greens down the center aisle and they place them there on the communion rail. And then, so that's why we have to also use the balconies. We also have fantastic microphones up there, and the children sound amazing.
Oh, that's good.
From those
and
places.
I know some kids are in the choir and bells, so they're like
That's
running
correct.
between the balconies.
Yes, they have to walk with purpose.
And I don't know if people could see it because I was sitting on the front row taking pictures, but when the Orff ensemble kids were getting up to leave, some of them had difficulties with their robes.
Yeah.
And so there was one poor girl who was like trying to get up and walk away, but her foot was stuck under her robe.
Yeah.
And I almost just went up there and like scooped her up. It's like, we're leaving now.
Yes, she would have appreciated that, I'm sure. There are many logistical challenges, and I felt the kids did a great job.
Yeah, they did. So this past Sunday, we had Celebration Ringers starting Advent.
Yes.
What did you think about how they did?
Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love to hear bells, especially in the Advent Christmas season. And I thought they just did a marvelous job.
I noticed that there was one gentleman who was playing the lowest notes, who had like 6 bells.
Yeah.
And my eyes were completely fixed on him. Because it was just like, you could see like the prayers of like, I pray I get to this 3rd bell that I'm about to ring in a row.
That's right. He's also in symphony chorus and in vocal majority, and they are at the height of their performance season, and he's in chancel choir. So there's
he's got like
yeah.
a million musical.
Yeah, and he's a lawyer. So there you go. He can handle
plenty
it.
of time.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
We have to keep him busy to keep him out of trouble. Don't tell him I said that.
So we're taking time to get to know all our guests in this little season that we're in of having guests on the pre-show and having them rank their 5 favorite of something. And you wanted to rank your 5 favorite hikes.
Yeah, I did. But I'm going to rank my top 7.
Top 7?
Yeah, I could only narrow it down.
That's fine. So,
because if I only did 5, I would have to leave out the Lost Mine Trail in Big Bend National Park.
I've been to Big Bend, but I don't know if I've been on the Lost Mine Trail.
Well,
then I haven't properly been to Big Bend.
You must do it because, I mean, there's some significant elevation gain in that hike, but the payoffs are big at the top. So I had to include it.
Okay.
Also, Sedona, Arizona has...
My family just went to Sedona.
Yeah, I'm telling you, people, you need to go hike in Sedona. But they have many, many hikes. But my favorite is the West Fork Trail.
Okay.
It has these gorgeous rock formations. It has creeks, and it's just lush green. So I had to include that.
Yeah, Sedona's beautiful. Everyone should go there.
And also, for those of you who just are not into elevation gain or like really sweating, I mean, it's not as much of a tax on your body. I mean, you can really, it's basically flat. So with lots of curves and rocks and stuff like that, but it's easier, it's more doable. One that is very challenging is the hike to LeConte Lodge. It's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Okay. I've been there, I think.
Rocky Mountain, I know, not the Rocky Mountain, Smoky Mountain National Park. And it has significant elevation gain, and it's just lush and green. It's very, very Smoky Mountains, and it's a beautiful, beautiful hike. You have to enjoy the journey of it because the beauty of that is all around you. Like, there's not a huge payoff like, ooh, you're going to get up there and there's this big vista. And even if you do, it's probably covered in fog up there. But the hike itself is challenging, but it's beautiful. And then the Bright Angel Trail. It starts at the south rim of the Grand Canyon.
I've done that one.
And you hike down into the canyon, all the switchbacks, and you finally get to the Indian garden campground down there. And then you hike back out. And that was my first epic hike. And I'm not going to lie, I had both of my knees taped up, KT tape and hiking poles. And we met up with this great group of college kids, and we kept meeting each other. Everybody's so nice to each other on trails. I love it. We did it in a day.
I've done the one where you start at the other point on the south rim, you go all the way down to the river, and back up to Indian Point or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Camp there.
You camp there.
Because you can't do it.
Right.
Can't go down to the river and out in one day.
Yeah, right.
So,
that's right. We didn't make it that far.
No. So then you camp there and then you hike up the second day. The hard part about the Grand Canyon is that you're doing the up part at the end.
See, for me, that's easier.
Oh, really?
Because,
you like that?
Yeah, it's less stress. I can hike uphill all day long, every day.
I could go downhill for...
But it's the downhill. You're not my age. So when you get to be my age, one must protect one's knees and IT bands. And that's what hurts me on the way down. So that was easy. And I'm saying we on all of this because Tim hikes with me.
Perfect.
That's another thing we enjoy doing together. Besides music making, we love to hike. So then the other one was also an epic hike, and it is strenuous. It's from Jenny Lake up to Lake Solitude, and that's in the Grand Tetons National Park.
Where are the Grand Tetons?
We went there during COVID when we were going up to Yellowstone. So it's in Wyoming.
I haven't been in that part of the country.
Wyoming, it's phenomenal. It's the payoff. We didn't really know that we were going to do the whole thing, but I had to make it to Lake Solitude, and that payoff is big because it is absolutely gorgeous. But on the way, you do have to hike down, and by the time I was on the way back down, like literally, I started holding on to Tim because my IT bands started screaming at me about 5 miles before we were done. And you have to get to Jenny Lake to get on a boat, to get across the lake, to be able to leave. And it was leaving at 7. And we had,
so
like,
if you were not
literally
there
we
by
had to make
7,
it.
you are staying the night.
And I was laughing so hard, but I was holding on to him, and then after a while, his started hurting so bad. And we were like invalids by the time we got to the end. Like, literally, that was almost, if I'm remembering right, it's about 18 miles. And so it was a lot. So anyway, but it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. And then Angel's Landing in Zion National Park.
That one's incredible.
That one, you have to go past all of the signs that say danger of falling, people have died here. They have a picture of somebody falling backwards, you know. But we did it.
Because there are parts where they have like a chain, and you have to hold on to the chain.
It's the last part, and literally it's you and 1,000-foot drop. I mean, it's
that hike is amazing.
And you go up and down on the same chain.
Yeah. So you have to wait for people.
Oh yeah. There was one point people were saying they had to go. I'm like, you're gonna have to go around me because I am not letting go of this chain.
That's incredible.
So anyway, and then my very, very favorite is the Camino de Santiago.
Okay, I definitely haven't done that one.
It's in the Glacia region of Spain. It's a pilgrimage.
I know a coworker of mine in my last church did it.
Right, it's a pilgrimage, and we only did the last, I think it's 116 kilometers, just enough to get our pilgrim certificate. You know, it's very official. I mean, you have to get all these stamps at all these waypoints, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we have a goal to hike the entire thing from France, the French way. There are many ways to get to Santiago, but we want to do that hike. We think after Easter next year, and it's 500 miles.
Good luck.
It starts in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France, and you hike all the way. So it's going to be fun.
Whew. Okay, so
we're not going to do it in a day.
Yeah, I can imagine. So coming up in music and arts, what do we have? This Sunday we have Variation singing.
Oh yes.
What should we expect from them?
Oh, they're going to sing a really jazzy version of Go Tell It on the Mountain. Adler Wortley is our soloist who opens the piece, and then they do a great job on this. Okay. They like the music. It's a zipped up version of Go Tell It.
That's fun.
Yes.
And then Lessons and Carols in not today, but next Sunday. So we're not having
wait. That's not all they're singing though.
Oh, okay.
We've got another piece. So the Variations girls are going to join with the chancel choir to sing this great piece that we actually recorded on our Let There Be Light CD. And it's we haven't done it in a while. I think it was the 16th. And so the Variations girls sing The Rose, made popular by Bette Midler. Do you know who Bette Midler is?
Yes, I know who Bette Midler is. Stop it.
So anyway, well, some of the girls didn't.
Oh, I can believe that.
Know. I'm like, uh-oh. So anyway, so the Rose combined with the chancel choir singing Lo How Rose.
Oh, that's going to be really nice.
Oh, it is. It is a beautiful piece. The girls really, really love it now. And so they'll sing from the balcony and the chancel choir's in the loft. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Now we're running out of time, so give me one thing to look forward to for Lessons and Carols.
Oh, absolutely. The orchestra. We also have invited Caroline ringers to ring during that. I think Jason Chayo has done outstanding work with them.
Perfect.
They are fantastic.
Amazing.
So they're going to ring 2 pieces, and then the chancel choir has many wonderful carol arrangements with orchestra. Full orchestra. It's going to be bright, and awesome. Everybody is going to leave in the Christmas spirit. I guarantee it.
We've got a guarantee here for you.
Yes,
so remember
absolutely.
That service is going to be at 5 p.m. We can't do a morning service because of the marathon next Sunday. So 5 p.m. join us for Lessons and Carols. We hope you enjoyed this service. Thank you as always for joining us.